All right, here's the study guide for quiz 6. Number 1, which angles are corresponding angles? All right, they give you multiple choices here. So corresponding. All right. 8 and 16. Let's see. All right, there's 8. There's 8 and there's 16. All right, so that's a possibility. 7 and 8. 7 and 8, that's no. 4 and 8. 4 and 8's no, those are vertical angles. And it's not none of these. And the reason I'm checking all of them is so that if the last answer was all, or, sometimes it says A and a different letter, okay, you can eliminate all the ones that aren't true. So those are corresponding. And while we're here, just another 1 corresponds to 9, okay, because they're both in the upper left portion of their group of angles. All right, 7 corresponds to 15, okay, 2 corresponds to 10. Those are all corresponding angles. All right, and then number 2, which statement is true? FEG, that is right here, this angle, FEG, and CBE, CBE are alternate angles. They kind of are. Yeah, they're on alternate sides of this transversal right here. All right, so let's look at another option. CBE, which is this angle again, and DEB, DEB are alternate angles. That's not true. They're on the same side of the transversal. All right, next question. CBE, which is the same angle we've highlighted, and DEB. All right. CBE and DEB are same side interior. CBE and DEB. Yeah, these angles right here, those are both same side interior angles. So that's a better answer. All right, and then this last one says that FEG is right here, and DEB, DE to B, that these two are same side interior, and that's not true. All right, so your best answer here is answer C. CBE and DEB are same side interiors. All right, in this short answer, what 4 segments are parallel to PNRQ? What 4 segments are parallel to plane PNRQ? So where's PNRQ? It's the bottom. You see it? This bottom is PNRQ. They're asking what 4 segments are parallel to that plane. All right? So one of the segments that's parallel to this bottom plane is going to be ML. All right? This one right here is parallel to it. J to K is parallel to it. All right? This segment, J to M, is parallel to the bottom of that box. And K to L is also parallel to the bottom of the box. All right, so there's 4 segments that are parallel to the bottom plane of that box. All right, number 4. What 4 segments are perpendicular to JKPN? JK PN. All right, now we got the left side of this box right here. There's the plane. What four segments are perpendicular to it? So perpendicular means intersects at 90 degrees. So this segment is perpendicular to it, and that's KL. This segment, J to M, that's perpendicular to the left side. So that's JM. And R, this segment is perpendicular to the left side of that box. And this P to Q right here is perpendicular to the left side of that box. All right, so remember, perpendicular means that they intersect at 90 degrees, and there's the symbol for it. All right, number 3 here in this section. Use a diagram to find the following. Identify a pair of alternate exterior angles. Alternate exterior. So 2 and 6. 2 and 6 are one pair of alternate exteriors. And then 1 and 5 are another pair of alternate exterior angles. Number 4 says, what are 3 pairs of corresponding angles? All right, so corresponding, hold the same position in their group. So let's start with, it says, what are 3 pairs of corresponding angles? Let's just name them all. You got 1 and 7. Then you got 2 and 4. Those correspond. 3 corresponds to 5. And then 8 corresponds to 6. And there's your 3 pairs of, there's 4 pairs actually, of corresponding angles. Number 5, let's see here, what's the question they're asking? What is the relationship between 3 and 6? Well, here's 3, right there, and here's 6. Those 2 angles. All right, they're on different sides of this transversal, and they're in the interior of the 2 given lines. So those are called alternate interior angles. All right, alternate interior angles. While we're here, let's just cover, what about angles 2 and 4? I'm sorry, angle 2 and angle 7. What are those called? Those are called alternate exterior. Okay, 2 and 7 are alternate exterior. And then let's, while we're here, do one more quick review. What about 4 and 6? 4 and 6, their relationship. All right, those would be same side interior. Okay, so you got corresponding, alternate interior, alternate exterior, and same side interior. All right, so those are some examples of each. Diagram of airport runway intersection shows 2 parallel runways. All right, so these 2, here's parallel, and this is parallel. A taxi crosses both runways. All right, so I guess this is the taxi. A taxiway right there crosses both runways. How are angle 6 and angle 2 related? So angle 6 and angle 2, we got 6 is right here, okay, and 2 is right here. See them? This is a case where the diagram has been rotated, but in their respective groups of angles, somebody needs to turn their music down. You got this group of angles right here, okay, and you've got this group of angles over here. And 6 is in the bottom right, and 2 is in the bottom right. So they're related because they're corresponding. Okay, so now another question off of here. If angle 8 measures 119, so this angle right here is 119 degrees. What is the sum of the measures of 1 and 4? The sum of the measures of 1 and 4. So let me get rid of this. All right, if angle 8 measures 119, so 8 measures 119, what is the sum of the measures of angle 1, this angle right here, and angle 4, this angle right here? All right, look, 119, this angle, and angle 4 are corresponding, so these two are the same. All right? Angle 4 and angle 1 are vertical angles, and they're congruent to each other. So angle 1 is also 119. So if you take the two 119s and you add them together, or you take 119 times 2, 238 degrees. So 238 degrees. All right, here we go. If R is parallel to T, so these two are parallel. Find the measure of angle 5. The diagram is not to scale. All right, angle 5, you need this one right here. Okay? Now, well, you got your 135 right here and angle 5. Those are alternate exterior angles, and they're congruent. So this is 135. All right, while we're here, and it may come up later in the study guide or it may not. But look, if this angle is 135, do you see these two? They form a line, right? So the measure of angle 3 would be 180 minus 135, which is 45 degrees. So this is 45 degrees. Now watch. Since these two lines are parallel and there's only one transversal, if this angle is 135, then angle 1 is also 135 because they are vertical angles. All right? 135 also corresponds to angle 2, so this is 135. So those four angles are 135 degrees. Now, since this angle 3 is 45 degrees, it's a vertical angle of 7, so this angle is 45 degrees. Angle 3 and angle 4 are alternate interior angles, and they're congruent, so this is 45 degrees. And angle 4 and angle 6 are vertical angles, and they're congruent, so this is 45 degrees. Okay? So when you got 8 angles created by two parallel lines and a transversal, there's only going to be 2 measures, okay, in the whole diagram. Number 9, you need the measure of angle Q. You need this one right here. Better, right here. That angle. Okay, this picture has given people problems in the past. So look at this though. You got a parallel, and you got a transversal. This 38 degree angle right here. okay, is the same as this angle right here. This is 38 degrees as well. Those would be alternate exterior angles. It's just this other line in here messes with your eyes. Now, do you see these three angles? Right here. These three. They all form this line, don't they? Okay? So 76 plus 38, you got a 76 plus a 38 plus an angle Q has to equal 180. So your 76 plus 38, 114 plus Q equals 180. And you can subtract 114. So angle Q is equal to 66 degrees. Yeah. All right, find the value of x. Diagram is not to scale. What they should have told you was that F is parallel to G. Okay. Now, if you can't see this, if you can't see the relationship of these angles, try extending this line right here. If you do this, hopefully it will help you see that these are same side interior angles. All right. And same side interiors are supplementary. So 5x plus 9x plus 26 has to equal 180. So 5x and 9x, 14x plus 26 equals 180. And if you subtract 26 from each side, then 14x will equal 154. And if you divide by 14, x equals 11. All right, in number 11, find the value of x. Diagram is not to scale. You've got this angle 2x, and you've got this angle 40. Those angles are corresponding. Corresponding angles are congruent. And again, they should have told you that L is parallel to M. So your 2x is equal to 40. You can divide both sides by 2, and your x is equal to 20. Okay, another problem that is, just be careful on this problem. I mean, highlight it or something. The highlight means be real careful. It's not that difficult, but people get it wrong every year. Okay? What you need to see here is this vertical line, or I'm sorry, this line right here. Okay? And this line right here. They're parallel to each other. All right? And this line right here is a transversal because it intersects them both. Okay? So this angle in here is 74 degrees, right in here. That angle is 74 degrees, and it corresponds to this angle right here. So this angle, this x minus 3, is equal to 74. So if you add 3 to each side, your x is equal to 77. You got to find the value of x and you got to find the value of y. There's your value of x. Now here's where you got to be careful. This right here. Do you see this angle, this black angle that I highlighted? We don't need this anymore. I don't care about the x minus 3 anymore. We've already used it to solve for x. All you need now is to know that this angle measure right here is the same as this one. So this angle is 74 degrees. Now, what you got here is these three angles. You see them? The 74, the 41, and the y plus 8. Those three angles all form this line. So those angles have to sum 180. So you got a 74 plus a 41 plus a y plus 8. That has to equal 180. Okay? So if you combine your like terms, you got a 74 plus a 41. So 115 plus the 8. You got 123 plus y equals 180. And you can subtract 123 from each side. And your y equals 57. So there's your value of x. There's your value of y. Diagram's not to scale. Everybody good with that?